Joining me is Mr. Deepak Kesarkar, the spokesperson of Eknath Shinde faction. Of course, there are two groups within the Shiv Sena today, sir. But the question that lies on everybody's mind is, will the Shiv Sena be one or united again? Or will they be able to iron out their differences? At this point, we are seeing birthday wishes being exchanged, but in return, there are a lot of accusations and resentment that is coming across from the other side. How do you see this entire scenario? Or do you have hope that Shiv Sena will be together?
At this juncture, I really remember Basab, who had a large heart to accept everything. I remember when Eknath ji, he won Thana corporation elections, and especially the mayor election, because those days mayor election used to be very crucial in Thane. Paper thin majority used to be there, and in spite of that, he won it for Shiv Sena. And that time, I think another person, I'll not name him, he went and met him, who was from Thackeray family itself. So Uddhav was that time not very happy with him, and he refused to go to Thane. And Basab told him that he has won Thane as per my wish, and you should not bring your differences in the way of the pleasure of Shiv Senics. So he used to love Shiv Senics, and equally Uddhav also loved the Shiv Senics. Right. So I think it is the right time to step into Basab's shoes.
Right. But today things have changed. Those supporting Uddhav Thackeray and his Shiv Sena would not blame him to great extent, but yes, there have been constant attacks at the Shinde camp. There's constant attacks on Eknath Shinde now. In fact, his recent interview, which was in two parts, he's really not minced words. He has gone all out and said that you are the dried leaves. I mean, I'm talking about the entire faction are the dried leaves of Shiv Sena. They are traitors. They will eventually have to merge with another party in order to stay in existence. While you all have maintained all the time that you will not speak against Uddhav Thackeray, what would you have to say to the kind of statements that are being given out, and how are you dealing with it?
Tomorrow I am taking a press conference, and I will definitely not talk against Uddhav Sahib, because that is my commitment. But there are certain issues about ideology, about the facts, which I can definitely answer. And tomorrow I'll definitely answer those questions, because it is our tradition, Hindu tradition, that we, whenever it is somebody's birthday, we only wish him good luck, good health, and we don't criticize. And in fact, I will never criticize him. He being our leader, today we are not together, but someday we may come together, because we have the same ideology, we belong to the same party actually. And maybe there were difference of opinion that was there, but still I think whatever has happened in Maharashtra, it is for the betterment of Maharashtra. The past glory of Maharashtra could be restored, and the kind of alliance they had, they were as good as trying to finish Shiv Sena, which is a fact and which nobody is accepting, because the current elections, local self-government elections, Shiv Sena, which was on number 2 in Maharashtra, went to number 4, and it was replaced by NCP. Right. So largest gainer of the entire game was NCP, and after that Congress, because NCP used to be number 3 and Congress used to be number 4 in Maharashtra. And even that particular result, which has come from the grassroots, cannot open the eyes of your leaders, then it becomes inevitable to have such kind of situation where you have to go, you have to form, all of you have to come together, because you cannot call it defection as such, because 50 out of strength of 65, because Shiv Sena and supporting parties were 65, and purely Shiv Sena was 55. Plus, because one person, MLA from our group, our party, had expired. So 40 out of 55 and 50 out of 65 is a big number. It is as good as the entire party shifting on one side and the leadership on another side, that is primarily because NCP was never questioned for what they were doing. And this was something not expected from Shiv Sena, because Shiv Sena, which is a party belonging to Bahasai, he used to be very frank, he used to be very open, and he, whatever opinion he had, he used to openly express those opinions. So that was what expected from our party leader, and which didn't happen. So, and again, due to some problems, he was not also accessible. So how we could express our feelings, that was difficult. And not only MLAs, they went away from the leadership, even the parliament, our member of parliaments, they also went away. And that is not going away from the leader or the party. It was basically issue based.
Right.
That is one thing. And then you are answerable to the people who get you elected. So their development is equally important. And the kind of things that those were going into Maharashtra, like the Home Minister, he was accused of collecting money. Then another minister was accused of having links with Dawood, because Dawood was the one who was responsible for the bomb blast in Mumbai, and people don't like him because of the particular incidents. It is not related to any community. It is that yes. So, that kind of a thing happening in Mumbai was not tolerable by any of our MLAs. Even we were not allowed to talk openly about Swatantra Veer Savarkar, who is the pride of Maharashtra, and he was one of the earlier leaders who talked about Hindutva.
Right. So these are all the issues. Sir, we saw that Mr. Eknath Shinde did send out a tweet wishing Uddhav Thackeray ji, but many would say that why address him as a former chief minister? Why not address him as the party chief? Isn't Uddhav Thackeray still head of the Shiv Sena according to you, or he is not?
No, it is not the question of head of Shiv Sena or not. He is Paksha Pramukh, no doubt. But Paksha Pramukh belongs to one party, which is a small fraction of the entire population of Maharashtra.
Right.
But Maharashtra, more than 12 crore people stay in Maharashtra, and when CM is the head of the state, so that is at par. It is above party leader.
There is a lot of tension, but isn't it true that you still have that position vacant in the Shinde faction of the head of the party? So there is, in a sense, in your hearts also some hope that you will be able to iron out your differences and Shiv Sena will again be united together, strong, with Uddhav Thackeray being the head of the party.
True. For that, you will have to go into the role of head of the family. So whenever your son makes a victory, he is victorious after a battle, whether it is he has somehow gone against you also, but when it comes to the family as a pride, you will have to appreciate it. Bahasab had that greatness to accept these things, and that's why he was above politics.
So you are saying the ball is in Mr. Uddhav Thackeray's court. I mean, it is up to him to show that large-heartedness and make this possible and successful.
Yeah, when you are the head of the family, you got to have that large heart. He has, but somehow the people around him are maybe not allowing him to do that.
Right. Some would also say at this point, and this is my last question, that yes, while there's a government with BJP and Mr. Eknath Shinde's led Shiv Sena, the shots are being called by the centre. How would you react to that?
I didn't follow you.
I mean, the centre is taking the call. I mean, there's no cabinet expansion for certain reasons, and the centre has a larger role to play as far as the administration of Maharashtra is concerned.
No, it is not like that. Central has not making any hurdles in forming the cabinet. But there are certain other issues like flood situation and other things which have more priority than formation of the cabinet. And both our leaders have so much of support from their own parties that we don't feel the urgency of forming the cabinet. So I feel that soon it would happen, and all the emergencies they have tackled, not only this, their speed of taking the decisions is 125%, which was 50% in case of Mahavikas Agadi. So this is a difference that people are also feeling, that this is a government which takes decision and people like it. So basically government is meant for the people and development of the state. That is happening. So people are quite happy. The flood situation, people certainly have a demand that we call it a guardian minister in Maharashtra. Every district has a guardian minister. So what people say is that if a guardian minister is there, it becomes easier for us to access them. And for that, these feelings I have made known to the Honorable CM and Deputy CM as well, yesterday itself. And they have assured me that within next few days, that formation of cabinet will take place. I will not speak about what size of cabinet they may form, but that demand of the people have already reached them, and they know about it, and soon they will take a decision.
Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for talking to us. Thanks a lot.